This is one of the most incredible soups I have ever made. Sausage and Parmesan soup. Sit back, relax, and let me show you how we do it. And the first ingredient that's going to be going into the pan is our butcher's sausage. This is a plain pork sausage. We are going to remove the skins. So all we're left with is our sausage meat. You can use a flavoured sausage of some kind, but for me, I like to have a bit more control. So I just want porky sausaginess from these. Any other flavours I will be adding myself. So we're going to get rid of the casings. The better quality sausage, the easier this is to do. If you can, support your local butcher and get some good quality butcher's sausages. I generally will get all my meat from a butcher as much as I possibly can. Occasionally I'll buy bits and bobs from the supermarket, but obviously everyone's budget is different. You can get good ingredients from a supermarket these days, to be fair, and there's no shame in it at all. If you love to cook and you're on a really small budget, don't let that hold you back. Follow your heart, buy from a supermarket, wherever you want, and love food. So there we go, that is our sausage. This is going to go into the pan to get beautifully caramelized to begin our cooking process. And so we want a Dutch oven, but you can use a large saucepan. The heat, we want on medium to start, and the first thing to go in is going to be our sausage. Now this is Italian, this soup, so we're going to go with some olive oil. You can be quite generous with your oil. We're going to chuck in our sausage. And the first step is colour, caramelisation. So keep it on a medium heat, break up the sausage, and we want to get a nice bit of caramelisation, and we want a bit of fond on the bottom of this pan. There we go, so break it up. I'm not going to season the sausage because it's already salty, so that is one element that we're not going to season. Get that heat up a touch. So listen to that sizzle, that's what we want. As I always say, keep your knives in good condition. Sofrito, which is carrot, celery, onion, diced, all about the same size. And this is the base of our soup today. Chop the end off the onion, pop it flat side down, in half. And you just want to remove the skin. So you get all of that skin off of there. And we're going with a fairly average kind of dice for this one. So I'm just gonna chop through the onion once that way, and keeping it a centimetre or two apart. Go down. There we go, so a nice kind of average dice to this one, not too fine. We want a little bit of texture in our soup. This soup is not going to be blended, so we want everything to be cut fairly evenly to give us the exact texture that we're looking for. So there we go, onion to one side, and I'm going to leave that there for a second because I want to see the amounts that we're working with. I want them to be equal, basically. So celery, to keep them even, we're going to go down through each stick of our celery, bunch them up, keeping them the same size as our onion, or at least as close as we can. And there we go, guys. Equal parts, celery and onion. And last of all, we have our carrots. For this one, I've left on the skin, but I've washed these, so they are clean. Depending on the dish, I sometimes will peel a carrot. In other cases, I don't. But you do whatever you would like there at home. Right, there we go. These little carrots were trying to escape, but no chance. So there we go, perfect. Celery and carrots. This lot is all going to go into a bowl. It's all going to go into the pan together, or it's going to go into the Dutch oven together. Right, so that there is our sofrito. Beautiful, vibrant colours, and this is going to be a great base for today's soup. There we go, that is already getting there nicely. So in a few moments, once we've reduced out a bit more of that water from the sausage, we're going to pop the heat up a touch and we're going to start to get that caramelisation built up and get a bit of fond on the bottom of this pan. Here we go, we can turn the heat up another tiny touch. Now we're getting close. You can see all that water there around the edge, but we want that out of there. We want to leave fat and flavour in, we want water out. Look at that, we're getting some nice fond on there now. You can hear it's almost crackling a little bit. Now we don't want that getting bitter. So what we're going to do at this point, turn that heat right down. Take a container of some kind. We're going to remove our sausage meat. Kind of scrape the bottom a little bit. And basically the moisture from the vegetables are going to essentially deglaze this pan for us. And if absolutely necessary, we can add a tiny little dash of water to help remove the fond. The last thing we want is a bitter soup. There we go, bung that to one side. Sofrito in. And straight away we want to kind of stir and scrape the bottom of that pan a little bit. And like I said, if we really have to, we can add a little dash of water just to scrape all this clean. So let's do that now. Just a tiny bit, see how we get on. Scrape and stir. Tiny little dash more water. We need to clean this pan. At this point, season with some salt and last little tiny dash of water. That fond is pretty much off now, but we just want to make sure there's this last bit here to get rid of. There we go. So as you can see now, that fond is off pretty much, but we're going to keep working it. It's a process. And now we're going to reduce that water and then we're going to soften our vegetables, get a slight bit of colour on them before we crack on. Turn the heat up a tiny little bit and let's get rid of that water. There we go. So that water's now evaporating away and we can kind of get back to where we were. Keep scraping that pan. And essentially we're going to soften off these vegetables, just leaving a little bit of colour. For some dishes, you want to caramelise the sofrito a bit more, but for this one we're not. Essentially we don't really want this to be completely mushified in the soup. We want these little bits of carrot and celery and onion and sausage to be kind of running through the soup to give us that granular texture. This is kind of the precision of cooking. In a lot of cases people would kind of, chuck in the meat, chuck in the veg, give it a few minutes in the pan before just pouring in a load of stock, bubbling away for an hour, and that will be the soup done. But that soup is not going to have that intense, deep, rich flavour. It's not going to be indulgent. It'll be nice, I'm sure, but we're taking a bit more time, a bit more care, and taking this soup up a notch. A great little Italian soup, this one. There we go, so literally no liquid left in there. We're starting to get a little bit more fond on the pan, but as you can see, the vegetables are starting to roast off now. They're getting soft, they're getting some colour, and you can still see evaporation there, which is water from inside these vegetables that we're basically getting rid of at this point. So I'm going to say another 5 minutes, 7 minutes. I'm going to use a smaller knife, because next up, a lovely little bulb of garlic. This soup is Italian. I know that people overestimate the amount of garlic Italians will use, but it's still a prominent flavour in Italian cooking as it is with French. And so, that being said, we're going to go with a nice amount of garlic. Get rid of any little bit of skin, actually. I'm going to bung in another couple of cloves. That is going to do us, and very roughly just start by chopping the bigger bits in half. This soup is going to be cooked out for a little while, so we don't have to go mega fine with this garlic. If you want, you can mince it up even. A little bit finer than that. There we go. There we go, that is our garlic. I would say it's half the size of our sofrito pieces. We want to keep a bit of texture in this soup, but we don't want big chunks of garlic in there. We're going to be cooking it for, I don't know, about 40 minutes, give or take, possibly a touch less. Let's keep this one rustic, eh guys? But there we go, garlic ready for the pan. That sofrito is looking fantastic. We've got some more lovely fond on there. So, garlic in. Stir those through, and we're just going to give those 3 to 5 minutes to sweat off. See how we've slowly built up that fond again. It's all about control, even with simple dishes like this. And right, I have a mixing bowl, and this here is some delicious, good quality, aged Parmesan. And going back to what I previously explained about the sausage meat, Parmesan can be expensive, as can Pecorino Romano. My advice is go for a cheaper, hard Italian cheese if you can. If you know this is out of your budget price range. It's not a huge difference. You will notice a difference, but again, you know, work within your means. Grana Padano is a great alternative. It's basically Parmesan, but that's a great alternative. Pecorino also works well for this one. You can even go with a combination of cheeses. In the bowl we have all the Parmesan that we're going to throw into the soup. And also a little trick, keep hold of this. This is also going to go in there. It's going to kind of flavour the soup a little bit. So there we go, a nice big giant bowl of some beautiful aged Parmesan cheese. And here we have our secret weapon, a great trick all the way from Italy. I've pretty much been stirring this the whole time, and at this point, let's go. Our rind is going to go in, so pop that in there. Let's get our sausage meat back in there. Give that little stir up. That thing is going to make all the difference. 1 tin of chopped tomato. Rinse out the tin with a little touch of stock. Also a little dash of some vinegar. Use the liquid in this pan now to deglaze and remove the new layer of fond. Reduce the vinegar and reduce out any more liquid before we go in with the stock. Knob of butter, which is just going to give this a bit more unctuousness, more richness. Scrape that pan as you stir. Always be working the pan. Turn up the heat a touch now, and we want to kind of reduce any more liquid from the tomatoes and from our vinegar before we hit it with our stock. And then we're going to leave it to simmer gently for about 30 to 40 minutes. Really bubbling away nicely there. So keep scraping that pan, and we're really going to reduce this down. Take a moment to intensify these ingredients. Look at that, delicious. Okay, at this point guys, we're going to go in with our stock, and we want to put in enough at this stage to cover everything. As you can see, we want it quite loose at this point, and we're going to get this to a simmer. Got a bit more stock there to make any adjustment. In about half an hour's time, we're going to be hitting it with cheese and also some spinach. So pop that heat up. Get in there with a really nice, generous few twists. Black pepper. Now we're bubbling away, turn that down. Stick on a lid, leaving a tiny little gap, and I'll see you back here in about 30 minutes. Right, so this has been ticking away for 35 minutes. Been stirring it and scraping the bottom every 5 minutes, and that is basically now what we're looking for. But like I said, the spinach is going to add some liquid to it. While we're waiting for our kettle, take your spinach, a couple of good handfuls. We can actually just let that sit there for a moment. And basically, if we throw the cheese in there when it's too hot, there's a chance you might get a bit of stringiness. So what we're going to do is make a cheese paste. So add some of the water and give that a mashing up. Tiny dash more and keep going. Also, we've obviously killed the heat, and that spinach is going to cool it down a tiny bit. So when the cheese and cream goes in, the cheese will perfectly melt throughout the soup. We won't get these stringy, clumpy bits. Leave that for a second. Quickly stir in our spinach. That will very gently wilt in with the residual heat. Already, look at that. A little bit thicker than we want, but we're going in there with our cream. Now we basically have a paste. Take a ladle of our soup, mix that through, and then our cheese is going to melt and emulsify into, and then going to add cream, and then that can go into the soup. Pop the heat on super low and then just very gently bring the heat back into that. Scrape the sides, get all of that flavour back in that pan. Scrape the bottom, stir. Now that there is our soup finished, so now what we need to do to finish this off is give it a taste. Very small pinch of salt. A not so small twist of pepper. Open it up, get some nice chunky cracked pepper in there. And the very last thing we're going to do to finish this off is add a last little knob of butter. The cold butter is going to mix through the soup. It's going to emulsify and make it really nice, kind of shiny and glossy. And it's going to add that last little bit of richness. This is indulgence. This is not the sort of soup you eat on a diet. This is big, bold flavour. And look, you can already see the butter emulsifying and making that nice and glossy and shiny, slightly thickening it as well. So there we have it. Let's give it a go. So here we go. I am genuinely excited for this one. So there we have it. That is my sausage Parmesan soup. So let's go. Hearty, amazing. The vegetables have got some texture. That is cracking, honestly. Well, I'm gonna polish this off, so give this one a try. Highly, highly recommended. The recipe will be on my website, thewckchannel.com. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.